Hey guys, Jonathan Doe here. Merry Christmas. I know it's been a minute since you guys have seen me on here at least. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with this video, is to not only celebrate the holiday together. You guys have been awesome sending me presents for not only my birthday, which was last month, but also for Christmas. So I wanted to open up Christmas presents with you guys, do an unboxing, but also give you guys kind of an update on this channel, as well as all the other things I'm working on, everything else Putird Productions related, what I've been up to over the past year, and what you guys can expect for 2024. So stick around and let's get into it. So before we jump into opening presents and doing unboxings and all that kind of stuff, I kind of want to just address the elephant in the room, which is the status of this channel. I've read your guys' comments. I know that there's concerns. Is this channel dead? Am I going to go back to doing the film reviews? And the answer is yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love cinema's underbelly. It's kind of where I started building an audience, and I love this channel. I think it's awesome. But part of the reason why this channel went on a hiatus is I got the opportunity to dive into actual filmmaking, which is what I've wanted to do since I was a little kid, and I fell in love with it and just dived down this rabbit hole of wanting to make films, and I made a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, over the past year, I've made 2 feature films, as well as two shorts I'm really proud of. Actually, multiple shorts, honestly. And I appreciate everybody who's been supporting me through that journey and buying my films and supporting the underground. It's super fucking cool. But the reality is that everything that I do, whether it's this channel, Memorabilia Show and Tell, the Uneasy Terrain Explorers Club podcast, everything Putird Productions, all the movies, distribution, everything is I'm just a one-man show. That's what I'm doing. And the thing is that at this point I am making pretty good money on Putird Productions, but it's not enough to make a living. So I still have a day job, which means that I really have to be strategic about my time. And it's hard to juggle all of these things at once. I would love to do it full time. That's what I'm working towards. And I have to thank all you guys for supporting this process. We're gonna make it there one day, which is really cool. But I have to make sure that I keep my job, make sure that I do all the things that I need to do to continue this process and be able to live and also stay fucking sane, you know? And part of the reason I made the decision to put this channel on the back burner was I was getting really frustrated with just having to deal with all the censorship with YouTube. As a filmmaker and as a distributor, I can do whatever the fuck I want. But on YouTube, YouTube not only has its policies, but YouTube also changes the goalpost all the time. It's constantly, the rules are updating and changing. I mean, the landscape of YouTube from back when it first started in the early 2000s to now is very different. And having to constantly stay up to date with all that stuff is really frustrating. And the amount of like effort and work put into making these videos is a lot. And it'd be nice to be compensated in that way, right? But almost every single video on this channel has been age restricted, which means that I can't monetize it. So the fact that I can't monetize a lot of these videos means that moving forward in the future, I'm gonna have to make some changes, which means figuring out this balancing act of how am I going to make these videos that are enjoyable to you and still are able to get the message across, but allow me to play ball with YouTube so that I can still make some money. And I've explored other avenues. I've explored stuff like Rumble and things like that, but a lot of those places seem to be politically driven, and I really don't want to get into politics or anything like that. I want to just be able to make my art and do reviews and talk about true crime and oddities and all that stuff, and share it with you guys. I'm gonna have to make some changes, but I'm gonna start doing reviews and start doing that kind of stuff for sure. But it's probably gonna mean not showing as many clips from the videos, and also being selective about what films I'm going to talk about, which I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. But yes, so beginning in 2024, I'm editing a video right now. I'm editing, actually I'm finishing up a documentary, and I actually want to spend some time talking about what I've been up to over the past year. But I'm spending February or January editing. I'm in post-production for a documentary that I did with Andrew Dodge called If Trees Could Talk, A Conversation with Terry Hobbs. Terry Hobbs is the stepfather of Stevie Branch, one of the 3 8-year-old boys who were murdered back in 1993 during the Robin Hood Hills murders, which ultimately became the West Memphis 3 case. And there is a lot of speculation on who committed these crimes, because originally there were 3 teenagers that were charged with the murders. This was in the middle of the satanic panic that was happening in the 90s, and so these 3 teenagers were charged, but they've been acquitted. And so it kind of bears the question, well, who did do this? And a lot of people think that Terry Hobbs may have been involved in this case, and he gave us exclusive access into his home and allowed us to interview him and ask him. I asked him point blank, did you kill those three boys, right? So I've got a lot of big things that I'm working on. So that documentary I'm finishing up in January, but at the beginning of February, I'm gonna dive right back into cinema's underbelly, back into Memorabilia Show and Tell, back into the podcast. Everything is gonna be going full throttle with that shit. So you guys are gonna be seeing a lot of that stuff going on. So to just briefly dive into what I've been up to over the past year, I've been making films like crazy, and I made a trilogy called Erotic Grotesque Nonsense. The name Erotic Grotesque Nonsense comes from a Japanese art movement called Uraguru, which actually translates to Erotic Grotesque Nonsense. And so I wanted to kind of give an homage to this art style and films of this nature, and just adult films that I am very much inspired by. So the very first film I made is called Barf Bunny. It has Felicia Fisher, and is inspired very much by Japanese fetish films like Terrible Meal and Squirm Fest, and centers around, each one of these films centers around a different fetish. So Barf Bunny centers around emetophilia, which is the fetish of vomit, and it has special effects by Marcus Cook and Jesse Seitz, and is almost kind of like a Bugs Bunny, like John Waters meets Bugs Bunny meets puke porn meets splatter film. It's I was inspired by a lot of different cinema and kind of put this all together. Then I made The Degenerates, which is inspired by the Robert Beckwith murder, which is known as the Natural Born Losers case. If you were ever on like Rotten.com back in the day, back in the 90s, there was a series of photographs of this couple who killed someone and posed and like cut the body into pieces and took pictures of them naked holding up the body parts and doing all this nasty stuff. And it's a very obscure case. It doesn't have a Wikipedia page. There's not a lot of literature or anything on it. And so I kind of took creative liberties with that case and wanted to make kind of a love letter to pseudo snuff and found footage films that I'm inspired by. And so that's what this film is. And it's pretty fucking gruesome, pretty fucking brutal. It stars Felicia Fisher, and it has special effects by Marcus Cook, Jesse Seitz, and James Bell. And then the final entry in the Erotic Grotesque Nonsense trilogy is Defilement of a Porcelain Doll. This film was very much inspired by facial distortion and the fetish of sailorophilia. And sailorophilia is the fetish of taking something beautiful and making it ugly. And I really wanted to explore that with this, and this is my very first feature film. The other two are Barf Bunny's 40 minutes and The Degenerates is 50 minutes, but this is an actual feature-length film. And I'm really proud of it, and it stars Felicia Fisher as well as Little Puck. It was kind of me like just fully exploring every fetish that I could possibly think of with this, is what I did with this. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, definitely make sure to check it out. And thank you to anybody who has supported all these films up until this point. I came out with Splat, which is the early works of my films that I made when I was like 19 or 20. It's got four films on here. These are just like student films, so this is like for the die-hard fan of my work, of Putird Productions. This is the very first time I really like seriously picked up a camera as trying to be a filmmaker. And this is where the idea of Putird Productions came from. So Putird Productions was an idea I thought of when I was 19, and I always wanted to do something with it. And I went to community college and went to film school and wanted to become a filmmaker, and this is those films. So, and it comes with like a little documentary thing that I made, more of kind of like just like a oral history of me growing as a filmmaker and starting Putird Productions and all that stuff. So this is definitely pretty cool. And then most recently I just came out with my very first documentary, which is also a feature-length film, which is called The Art of Self-Harm, and it's centered around the art group White Gardenia, who are a group of artists who are from Montana who engage in self-mutilation. And most infamously, Daniel Valiant cut his finger off for one of his films. And I saw their films and I was like horrified. I was like, these guys are fucking crazy. These guys need a documentary. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna be the one to go do it. And I've always been interested in dangerous and extreme documentaries, films like Titica's Follies, films like Earthlings, and I wanted to make a film that kind of fell into that category, that would fit into that area, something truly disturbing and kind of exposed you to a world that you didn't know existed. So that's what this is, and this is out now. And this is just one of several documentaries I'm working on. So I told you about the documentary that I'm doing with Andrew Dodge on the West Memphis 3 case. I'm also working on a documentary on the disturbing movie Iceberg, and I actually have a bunch more as well. So that's also something I'm gonna be working on as well. But if you are into fucked up documentaries, extreme documentaries, then definitely check this out. And then lastly, a lot of people were asking about the documentary that Marcus Cook and Jesse Seitz did, Beyond Horror, and I teamed up with them and actually put it out. So for those who are trying to get their hands on Beyond Horror, Putird Productions put it out, and so get your hands on it. Okay, but now let's get into these fucking presents. So this is an accumulation of presents that were sent to me from mostly friends, but some fans. And this is from both my birthday, which was last year, as well as Christmas. So this very first one is from my good friend Felicia Fisher, and she asked me what I wanted, and so I already know what this is. my favorite band of all time is a death metal band called Macabre, and all their songs are about serial killers. And I really wanted, they had a new shirt that they came out with, so this is the new Macabre shirt. But it looks like it came with some extra stuff, so it came with like a COVID mask, so that's pretty cool. And then they recently came out with a new album, and this is the shirt for that album. So Carnival of Killers t-shirt, that's pretty sick. For those of you who don't know who Felicia is, which I would be surprised if you don't, since we do so much work together, but Felicia is an actress, a horror actress, a porn star, a phone sex operator, and she is an amazing human being. We're really good friends. She is super talented, and you guys should just, I don't know if she's on OnlyFans or whatever. I think she's on Many Clips or whatever, but below is her website, and go into the description will be all of her links and shit, so subscribe to her in any way you can, support her any way that you can. Next is a new buddy of mine, Devin, who runs Dark Memorabilia. So I'm really into collecting memorabilia and true crime artifacts and things like that, and Devin runs darkmemorabilia.com. I've bought quite a few things from them, and I don't know what this is, but he sent me kind of like a mystery thing, and this was for my birthday, so thank you, Devin. Let's see what's up. You can look in here, it says happy birthday, and it has a list of Robert Berdella items, and Robert Berdella is a very infamous serial killer. He reminds me very much of like almost like Jeffrey Dahmer. He would abduct men, but unlike Jeffrey Dahmer, Dahmer was trying to like basically like make sex slaves. He would give people sleeping pills and then drill a hole in their head and pour acid in their brain. But he wasn't like trying, he didn't seem to be a person who got off on like torturing someone, whereas Robert Berdella definitely did. He was very much into torture. And so what we have in here, thanks to Devin, is a police biohazard bag and evidence tape pieces, a handwritten note sheet, a swab of gas, and a swab of his gas chainsaw. So this is really quite incredible. And this is the thing about memorabilia that I like so much. Like, this is a piece of history. Robert Berdella is not around anymore, and so this is literally, these are items that should be in a museum. So this is the swab from his chainsaw, and then this is a little little card that comes with tape and stuff from an evidence bag. And then in here is a handwritten note from him. So this is actually his handwriting. He wrote on this piece of paper. So honestly, some truly incredible items here. Thank you, Devin. This is really awesome. Go check out darkmemorabilia.com, and if you want true crime stuff, he's got it, and he's got a lot of Bordella stuff, so if you're interested in that case, definitely check it out. Alright, next is from my good buddy Taylor from Collectibles. This is some more true crime stuff, and these are all, if you're into true crime and you want to know more about true crime, definitely go subscribe to Taylor's channel, Collectible channel, as well as like check out his website and everything like that. And I also, if you don't know, have a true crime channel called Memorabilia Show and Tell. All this stuff behind me are true crime artifacts, and I basically will take an item and show it, talk about the history behind it, and then dive deep into the case about why these items are significant. So I definitely, over the past couple of years, have built a relationship with different people in the true crime community, but me and Taylor are like total bros. I got his logo tattooed on me, so definitely support what he's doing, and let's see what I bought some stuff from him, so I think this is a accumulation of things I bought from him, as well as maybe some extra goodies that he threw in for my birthday. So the very first thing is something that I purchased from him, which I'm really excited about. This is a VHS tape of an interview with O.J. Simpson that he actually signed. So this is a signed VHS tape of an interview with O.J. related to the murder trial. So it says, the answers so many didn't hear, the facts so many didn't see. So pretty incredible piece right here. So next is a DVD that I actually bought from him. I've been trying to get my hands on this for a while. A Garden Without Birds. This is an Asian extreme horror film, I believe. I've been hearing about it for a while, and this will probably be a review for Cinema's Underbelly coming up in 2024. So gonna do a review, check this out, and I'm excited to see this. I forgot that I purchased this. This is a kind of like a promotional advertisement or art piece from the cult. I think they're called the Children of God, and there's a lot of really interesting things about them. But one of the things that they would do is called flirty fishing, and they would actually have the women in the cult basically go to bars and like pursue men sexually to try to get them to be active in the cult and be a part of the cult. And one of the infamous things is that they would have non-adults participate in a lot of this stuff, which is why the cult became so infamous. And one of the people who was involved in the cult at a really young age was Ricky Rodriguez. And Ricky Rodriguez was the son of one of the founding members of this cult, and he grew up in it, and when he got older he realized how fucked up all this stuff was, and he decided to enact his revenge. And he basically made a VHS tape of him planning to enact his revenge, and he went to go find his parents basically, and he wanted to hunt them down and execute them. And he accomplished his goal to a degree. He did shoot one of the members, but it was too painful for him to go through the whole thing, and he ended up ending his own life. But that's one of the infamous things about this cult, and it doesn't have the same level of attention as a lot of other cults, whether it's Waco or whether it's Heaven's Gate or whatever. But there's so many cults out there, it's just really interesting. And so this is like an original pamphlet or promotional material for them. So this is a interesting piece of history as well. Next we have a hand stencil, left hand stencil from serial killer Philip Jablonski. I really like to collect hand stencils, and I didn't really have anything from him, and so Taylor had this on his website, and I was really excited about it. So yeah, I mean, this will probably be an episode of Memorabilia Show and Tell as well. And then in here we have a fuck ton of stickers, tons and tons of stickers. I try to throw stickers in all of my orders and things like that. So if you buy anything from me, you're gonna get a Cult Collectible sticker with the new logo, which is pretty fucking cool. So thank you, Taylor, really appreciate it. Like I said, go to cultcollectibles.org, and if you're into true crime and you're trying to get anything, go check out his shop, go subscribe to his channel. All the links to everything is going to be in the description, but go support him, he's the homie. This is from a fan. This person's been supporting me for quite a while, and I don't know how to pronounce their name. It's NNY Elmore Inagua. So Ni Elmore Inagua. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, but I know you've been buying from me for a while, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the support, and thank you for sending this to me. This is super cool. So let's see what's inside. So first off, we have a DVD for a film called Relentless. I'm not familiar with this film. I don't know if you were involved in this, or you're a fan of it, or you wanted to share it with me, but I'll definitely check it out. It looks like we've got some sort of true crime thing in here. It's a biohazard bag, and it has some different tags in here. So let's see what's up with this. It's a specimen, so it's like surgical needles. It looks like surgical equipment, and it's got a deceased tag, kind of like a toe tag that you'd put on somebody who's passed away. Cautious about opening this because if it says it's surgical needles, I don't want to get poked or anything. Okay, yeah, so it's surgical equipment in here. There's like sewing hooks, so I'm gonna be careful with it. I don't want to get poked. Oh, it looks like there's more like surgical equipment in here. This is a blade of some kind. I think this is a knife. Yeah, looks like something you'd use for surgery or an autopsy of some kind. I'm gonna be careful with it, but you can see that there's I'll do that. Yeah, so looks like a surgical blade of some kind. Thanks for taping it up so I don't fucking kill myself. But yeah, surgical blade, which is pretty cool. And then this looks like a bone saw, I think. I think this is called a bone saw. This is awesome. This is like perfect for my oddities collection. I really like to collect oddities, as you all know, and I love like medical equipment and things like this, and I've always wanted one of these. I wonder if I can just pull it out. Yeah, so pretty sick bone saw, I think. It looks like something that's supposed to cut through bone, cut through flesh. But thank you, this is super fucking cool. And it looks old. And then in here, is a poster, I believe. Oh my god, no fucking way, dude. That's so fucking cool. So this looks like an original lobby card for Cannibal Holocaust. That's so fucking badass, dude. I love this. For those who don't know, Cannibal Holocaust is like pretty much my favorite film of all time. I've got the cannibal guy tattooed on my arm right here. So this is incredible. I collect so many, I have so many original pieces from Cannibal Holocaust, but I do not have an original lobby card or anything like this, so this is fucking incredible. I really appreciate this. And then also in here, Deadhead Prop Shop, we've got an eyeball. That's pretty cool. Incorporate that into a movie somehow. And then lastly, it looks like there's a book in here. Sandy Lesberg's Violence in Our Time. I'm not familiar with this book. So Violence in Our Time. Table of contents, personal violence, child abuse, murder, rape, suicide, institutional or organized violence, genocide, execution, assassination, terrorism, racial violence, riots, strikes and uprisings, war, and revolutions. Well, this is really interesting. I cannot show you the picture. I can't show you any pictures on here. This all has like real pictures of murder. Well, I can probably show you. Here's a picture of Charles Manson. We've got Bonnie and Clyde in here. So lots of infamous individuals, infamous cases. But this is really, really cool. This is definitely like the kind of literature and stuff that I like to read, and trying to find some more stuff that I can probably show you in here. But it's got pictures from just different human violence throughout history, pictures of genocide, pictures of the Holocaust, pictures of notorious individuals. But yeah, I can't show more on here. But this was an incredible present. I mean, I love this. Thank you. The Cannibal Holocaust thing is cool. The surgical equipment's cool. Like, this was extremely thoughtful. Thank you very much. Well, I think that concludes this video. Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy holidays. Thank you for everybody who's been patient with the hiatus of this channel. We're coming back with full force February 2024. I mean, be patient with me about while we work out the kinks of how these videos are gonna be, but I ain't going anywhere. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Cinema's Underbelly, subscribe to Memorabilia Show and Tell, check out my podcast, the Uneasy Train Explorers Club, pick up some movies if you haven't yet, and go support all my friends who gave me presents for Christmas, who have been involved in projects with me, who are out there doing kick-ass fucking stuff. Support the underground, keep this community alive, keep the underground alive, and I'll see you next time. Stay putrid. I'm Jonathan Doe. Peace.
Have you subscribed to Jonathan Doe's new channel Memorabilia Show and Tell yet? See authentic true crime relics and the infamous stories behind them. Go on field trip episodes with Doe and friends as they visit real historic crime scene locations. Listen to interviews with real convicted murderers as they explain their crimes in their own words. Meet special guests from the Memorabilia community as they offer exclusive access into their personal collections. So what are you waiting for? Support the underground and subscribe today.